check.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown letter. Peace.
Yo.
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, Robot, friends and family. Thanks for tuning in. This is another one. Man, this about to be a real good one right here. I got a whole bunch of interesting clips. And I don't know what made me want to do this video, but I remember a lot of situations back when I was younger in Louisiana, down south in Louisiana, a lot of this stuff go on. And my cousin, I had a cousin that got, man, this about to be a good show, bro. Hit that like, I'm telling you. I got about maybe 30 clips on people telling their stories. But before I get into those clips, I want to tell you about this voodoo or these love spell stuff. It really go on, man. I done seen it live at work. And I done seen people break it off people too. My granddaddy, he knew how to break the spells, right? And as a kid, this was crazy. I had a cousin named Corey, right? And he met this chick, right? That she was real pretty, a light-skinned chick. But make a long story short, come to find out, she was from a long line of wizards and witches. Her daddy was a wizard, and he had like 4 or 5 daughters, and he taught them how to do this witchcraft stuff that I'm about to get ready to show you in all these videos. And she used that stuff on him, man. And I'm telling you, man, she stabbed this guy one day. She stabbed my cousin one day with a nail file. And then my cousin went and told to the hospital. They asked who stabbed him. He said, "Oh, I stabbed myself." She had him sleeping on the porch like a dog, acting like a dog, sleeping in dog houses, had him really tripped out, man. Then to where we had to, me and his brother, we had to go and kidnap him and take him to my granddaddy. And my granddaddy, he had some kind of stuff in a water bottle, like one of them little regular sized water bottles, but it was real dark brown. And it's all the thing I can remember about it is it smelled like peppermint. It smelled like strong as peppermint. Like it was so strong it opened up your nose with the peppermint smell when you open the bottle, the top. And he told we trapped him down there, and he made him take a bath 3 different times on 3 different days with this the same time with pouring this stuff in his water. And then eventually whatever she had on him, it came off, and then he came back to reality. Now I'm gonna get more into that story because it's a lot of stuff that she had him doing, and I was like, damn, what the hell she did to him? Because I ain't even know. I knew about it, but I always thought that it was you hear about stuff down there. If when you a kid, you ain't really thinking about stuff like that, But you see it and you hear about it, and it's really in Louisiana, it's really normal. like a normal thing in a certain community. It's like normal for people to do these spells. But let me get into some of this, man. This is some that hey, if you ain't no alchemist or no wizard, whether you be for the good or the bad side, because all this stuff has two sides to it. But if you ain't no wizard and you scared of this type of stuff, there's some gruesome stuff. It ain't gruesome, but there's some stuff that you're gonna be like, oh, they doing that. So let's get into it, man. Let's open up with that first clip. This about to get good. Hit that like, y'all.
Come. I want you. Come. You don't want me? Let me light a candle real quick. I'll see you. Did you ever do that? There was one situation where there was this guy, and I don't know what he said to me, but he really pissed me off. Like, it really made me quite upset. And I knew my power, and I knew what I could do, because I know that even when I said things, they would come to pass in somebody's life, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to deal with the situation. I'm going to do a little spell. And in the spell ritual thing that I was doing, you'd light something up and let it completely burn. And when it finishes burning, it's done. When I burnt it, when I started burning it, and it's paper, there was something written on the paper with different spices and herbs on it to really give it that razzle-dazzle.
Razzle-dazzle is insane. What?
When I lit it now, it lit for like 2 seconds. It lit for like 2 seconds, like this much. And if you know anything about lighting paper, like it lights, it stopped lighting immediately. And I heard one of my spirit guys whisper into my right ear, "Don't do that again." And I was like, first of all, you've never told me that. So, and I was very hard-headed, stubborn. It's like, I'm going to finish.
Let me tell you something. Some of these women are so obsessed with a man, they want to put witchcraft on him. They do a love spell. They want him obsessed with them, right? Once you put that love spell on that man, and now he obsessed with you, guess what? Your ass might end up unalive. I don't care what. I don't want damn motherfucker that bad be walking around here putting witchcraft on somebody to make them want me. If I had to make a motherfucker want me, I don't want him. I don't understand. Who the fuck would even do that? Sometimes y'all be hearing about some of these women getting unalive. I hate to say it, somebody gonna get mad. Some of that be because they done put voodoo on that man. And now he is really obsessed with them. She tired on, she ready for a relationship to be over with now for whatever reason. And now he can't take it. Cause he gone crazy literally by her. Cause she did it. Man, let me tell you something. Ain't that much love in the fucking world. You gotta love yourself first. If I got to put, and I'm gonna tell you ways too in my next video, how they put the love spell on the man. You ought to be surprised what people will do.
Hey, so we're gonna get into. I wonder why it's like that. All right, yeah. The echo, right? Yeah, so essentially they put in the love spells. We about to get into how they do it, right? So let's go to this clip. So this first clip we about to show you is a woman putting the one of the African voodooist priests who husband, she gone out of town, I guess to Africa or somewhere, and she don't want her husband looking at nobody else. So one of her trainees, she got her to put the yeast out of her old panties into this dude cake. And this is one of the rituals that they do, put the yeast from their old pantyhose. Yeah, it sounds disgusting, right? Inside of a cake. Now check this out.
Kim is basically gonna be on his mind at all times while she gone.
Yeah.
Nah, if she call, I forgot what she say. I gotta call her. What? You gotta put like, you don't gotta put that much. Oh shit!
That's yeast for somebody from the lady panty.
Hold on. Damn.
Damn, that shit hard.
Inside
I know.
the cake.
I don't think I should have left it in the refrigerator, but it's yeast.
This shit.
I ain't want this shit to rise. I don't know. I'm just thinking crazy. You gotta get it. The cake smell good, but I ain't gonna eat none of this shit, cause I probably have to make me another cake or some shit.
Alright.
Ooh! You wanna bite this? This shit is... Okay, I think that's enough. Cause you really don't. I mean, cause
You don't need a lot, just a tad bit.
it's. I mean, cause it's gonna water. Like once I mix the water and the eggs,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I can take my gloves off now. Once I mix the water and the eggs
Yeah.
and the butter, that shit gonna loosen up. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it ain't like I need a lot of it, cause he gonna eat. I'm gonna let him take the whole motherfucking cake.
Yeah.
I mean, I sit down and act like I'm eating a piece with him, but I'm not gonna fucking eat no fucking piece of this shit with him, and I know this some motherfucking, you know, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
But she want me to take it, cause she don't.
To make a long story short, she's putting yeast from the woman, from his old lady's old pantyhose inside of a cake that she gonna serve him, and that's gonna make him want nobody but her. He's not his thing not gonna even get aroused by another woman because of this alchemy, because that's what it is. It's alchemy. I'll keep in mind this is all alchemy, witchcraft. You know, it can be different. It's different types of craft, but this is another form of alchemy. And people are saying, right in the check it out, y'all. Let's go on to the next one.
There are some women that take their period blood and put it in spaghetti. Why is that? That's because they're casting a love spell. It's a belief among many in the South. I'm from the South. I'm from Pensacola, Florida. So I've heard about this just about all my life, even as a little boy, that there are some women that partake in this witchcraft where they take their period blood, mix it with the marinara sauce, and make spaghetti with it. Now, males could do the equivalent to Alfredo sauce, which is not good as well. But it's typically strong among women in the South. And it's because they want to keep a man or they want to get a man and get a man to fall in love with them. Now, some may think it's fake. However, check this out. The Bible says that the life of the flesh is in the blood. The term life is nephesh in Hebrew, which means soul. So when a woman does that, she's literally putting portions of her soul in the blood. So when a man eats it, he's literally taking pieces of her soul within him. And it causes him to want more of her, different things like that. Be careful whose house you eat from. You cannot eat from everybody's house. All right? Keep that in mind, and always pray over your food and ask God.
So that's actually really powerful blood magic, and you don't want to mess with that unless you really know what you're doing. There's actually oral traditions from different cultures that tell women, like, if you really want to make a man obsessed with you, do that. And some people put it in like their pasta sauce or whatever it is, and they get more than they can chew. And you know that saying, be careful what you wish for? Because there's been stories where the men become like super obsessed and they end up stalking them or doing something violent, and it's like literally not what they asked for. So be careful with that. What I suggest you do is, this is what I do, because, and this is different for everyone has different practices. I don't do any love spells on others. I spell myself. So what I do is I put all that energy back on me to make me the most attractive to the highest, most aligned relationship and love. And that's what I actually did to manifest my partner. I didn't do any outward spells. I did it on me to make me more magnetic. And the more that you love yourself, the more that you will attract someone that can love you that way and more. So, food for thought.
I put my period blood in a man's food. Story time. So I am a member at church and I do help out once in a while. So there is this really nice looking, like fit, hot, handsome man. But the problem is that he is married and he has got children. And the guy is very kind-hearted. Anytime I see him at church, I can't even concentrate. He actually like gives everyone money. After church services, he like invites everyone from church, and then he has like small dinner parties for the church, and you know, he will go out of his way to help people here and there. So that's actually just made me like fall in love, you know, with this man, and I just can't seem to get him out of my head. But fast forward, one day I actually finished work and was waiting to get a taxi back home. He happened to be driving past and he noticed me and stopped, and he obviously offered me a lift, which I was happy. And you know, he dropped me at home. We exchanged like contact details and all of that, and I decided to stalk him on Facebook. I even went to the point of downloading his pictures, printing them out, hanging them on my wall, and actually sometimes I will play with myself, just looking at his pictures. This is really obsessive, but nevertheless, a girl must do what a girl must do. Fast forward, my friends came to visit me one day and they saw his pictures and they asked me who that is, and I was like, oh, he's just a guy. And I said, well, yeah, but you can't just put in a random guy's pictures on your walls. So I told them that he is married. I really like him, but I don't know what to do. So they told me that I don't need to worry because it's the most simplest thing that I can do. What I need to do is just put my menstrual cycle, my period blood, in food that I've cooked for him to eat. And that is it. He would just like fall in love with me like this. Me shocked. I'm thinking, I can't even bring myself to do this. And my friend said, listen, my friend said to me, this is what we do all the time. How do you think that we're able to afford all of these luxury things? Do you think that our paychecks alone are able to do this? So me thinking, okay, cool. Since my friends are doing this, I might give it a try. But the fact is that I don't see the guy. How am I going to actually get him to be able to put these things and let him eat my food? So I decided to, do my digging, and I sort of like tracked to realize that he actually go through the same route as me home. And I even got to know the time that he actually go past so that I can actually try and be there so that, we might be able to communicate. So my friends actually took me to this ritualist, and the ritualist said he did some chants and stuff, and then he told me that it's very simple. All you need to do is that anytime you have your period, the first day of your period, you must use that blood in food, and he will eat it. And once he eats it, that is it. So I was like first scared to do it. So then one day I stopped at the same junction that he picked me up, and then he saw me, so it became like a regular thing that he keeps giving me a lift, here and there. So he told me, we got talking, and he told me about his family, that he's got a wife, he's got children, and obviously he loves his wife, but unfortunately the wife is not able to cook, so he likes to eat out a lot because of this, and he doesn't obviously want to offend his wife. So I thought what an opportunity, I offered to cook for him, which I've been doing. So I obviously one day tried to make advances towards him. I tried to kiss him, and he pushed me and said, listen, I'm not interested. I'm only here because you're cooking for me, but that is it. I'm married, and that is the line. That's it. So obviously I was a bit upset, but I did apologize to him and said I don't know what came over me to do that, because I didn't want him to not come back again. So fast forward, I told my friends about it. My friends said, listen, you need to do what the ritualist told you. If you don't do it, you're never ever going to get him. And obviously he's clearly told you where you stand. So the following month came, I came on my period, and I decided to do it. He came and he ate my food, and he said this is the best food he has ever eaten from what I've been cooking for him. And instantly he fell in love. He buys me expensive gifts. He even bought me a house, a car. He takes me to on holiday to other African countries and to other Arab countries like Dubai and places like that. I was over the moon, but my joy soon came crushing down. Go to part 2 to find out what happened next.
I couldn't find part 2 of that, but to make a long story short, I think it backfired on her. But so she cast a spell and she got that man. But I got some more colder stories than that. But that's the period blood thing. They doing the period blood down there. I've been heard about that. See, I think that girl did that to my cousin too, and that's how she got him all messed up like this, right? So let's go to this next one.
I put period blood in my baby daddy spaghetti, and it backfired on me so bad. Part 1. I don't know if y'all love the way I tell a story or y'all just want me in y'all business, but let's get into it. So my girl said I was really on my baby daddy real bad even before he came my baby daddy, and I just wanted him to really like me. He'll spend time with me here and there. He'll take me on dates here and there, but he just wasn't obsessed with me like I normally like a man to be. So when he did give me a little attention here and there, I had started looking up different things where I can get this man effed up by me. At first, I started writing his name in a journal. That didn't work. It brought him around more, but it just didn't work. I wanted him more obsessed. I wanted him more into me, and I wanted him around me more. So I went to look into more things. That's when I went to go see a lady about him and about our relationship, and just trying to figure out how can I get this man head over heels for me and nobody else. So I went to a reading lady, and I was telling her my goals. So she suggested that I start doing period in his spaghetti, and I can do it once a month, and it would bring us closer. So I never said nothing to him about it or whatever. I never told him I was going to get readings, but I did notice after my first attempt, he started calling my phone a little more to spend more time with me, and I'm like, oh, that's the goal. That's exactly what I wanted. So I'm finally getting his attention. Come back for part 2.
To make a long story short, it backfired on her.
Wanna come closer. I don't know who want to hear this, but there's a lot of young women and older women who love to work a thing called folklore magic. Some call it granny magic, some kitchen witchery, and this is traditional magic used by common people, using nature herbs and stone, household object, and this type of ritual is orally, where a lot of women use their period menstruation to sprinkle in men drink and food, especially whiskey and beer. Them use them period and sprinkle that the man them drink it.
Them use.
And eat it.
Them
and
use,
then
man.
them get to control them. You understand what I'm saying? That is called love rituals. And yeah.
I'm starting the video. You see, but now we look.
But they found some witchcraft hidden up in the house. They breaking the spell. If we get to that witchcraft in the house though, I got a good one for you.
We'll wet this up. Them all put water in there. We'll wet this up in the blood of Jesus. See chicken food there.
Voodoo is real, y'all.
We'll wet
They're
that
doing
up.
it. I'm telling you. You want to know why problems happening in your house? Or somebody don't like you, they're voodoo. Doing voodoo.
And what we bound on earth, it shall be bound in heaven. We bound the plans of the enemy. We loose the people them pitting in the name of Jesus. We loose with this child.
Hey, look.
Here's my story. Here's my story on why I do.
Okay, so the next story, this right here, interesting story. Yeah, you got, hey, don't take stuff from everybody, gifts, food, or eat at everybody's house, man. It's people out here that are really doing this heavy duty. And some cases, they might not even want your man. They just want to break you and your man just to see you suffer. It's people that do witchcraft for you, see you suffer. But where form will prosper if you type of you aware of this going on that is really going on. Now to this here of this witchcraft, they cut me. I want you to listen to this story right here of this witchcraft that this girl did on her baby daddy, and then listen to how it backfires. It's like the whole story. Check it out.
I do not play with witchcraft. So when I was about 22, 23 years old, my then best friend at the time, grandmother, used to do work. She wasn't your average grandma, with the moo-moo. No, she was turned. She smoked weed. She drank. She hung out. She could dress. She was that type of grandma. But she did work. She would do things like she would put your name in the freezer when she wanted you to stop doing something. She didn't put it in a bag of water like I be hearing other people say. No, she put your name straight in the freezer, and whatever she focused on that she wanted you to stop doing, you would stop doing. She would also do things like the jar, but she didn't do like honey jars. She would do a simple jar, and she have you write their name down and you put their name in a jar of water and hide it in the house, and the person would not go nowhere. She did stuff like that. And the crazy thing about it, we saw it work. Me and her granddaughter, my best friend at the time, we saw it work. Whatever she said, it worked. So around that time, we young, we had little boyfriends that was cutting up or whatever. So we call ourselves wanting to get our boyfriends in line. So she told us this simple one, to write their name down. If we don't hear from them and we want to hear from them, write their name down, put it under the pillow and sleep on it. And you would hear from them. And I promise you, I used to do it. And at the time, I wouldn't hear from my baby daddy for weeks. I would put his name, write his whole name down, sleep on it. The next morning before 9 a.m., he would call me. So all her stuff worked. But this is where it went wrong. It was this one spell that she had me do because at the time, my twin's father was cutting up real bad. I was in love with him, and I wanted him to stay home and stop cheating on me. She told me to write his name down and put it in a jar and put it in some water and hide it in the house, and he wouldn't go nowhere. I'm like, how this gonna work? Because not only was my baby daddy unfaithful, just wilding, he young, we didn't even live together. But I was in love and my baby daddy was cheating and I wanted him to be with me. So I did what she told me to do. I wrote his name down, his whole name, put it in a jar of water, hid it in the house. Y'all, like a month and a half later, guess what happened? He gets arrested. They lock him up. He don't get no bond. It's a serious charge. And when they finally give him a bond, they let him go under the conditions of him being on house arrest. Y'all, the spell said he would never leave the house. The man was on house arrest and he got released to my house, my address. So y'all, once he gets released to my address, we have the best relationship ever. We getting along, we in love. He's never been this nice to me. I'm so freaking happy. Till one day, y'all, I'm out shopping with my sister and he at the house. Remember, he on house arrest. I get back from shopping with my sister, y'all. Why the jar sitting on my coffee table? And he just sitting there. Y'all, he found the jar. He said real calm, yo, what my name doing in that jar? I was like, I ain't know what to say. I was like, I don't know. He was like, hey, yo, get my name out that jar. I was like, throw it away. He said, I'm not touching that jar. Get my name out that jar. Instantly, the spell broke. Instantly. My world got turned upside down. Do y'all hear me? As soon as the spell broke, somehow the conditions of his bond got to the point where he could leave and go certain places, and then he eventually got off house arrest. He left my house. He started back cheating double time to the part where he just moved and just wasn't, like, it was almost like he hated me. Y'all, that spell backfired so bad. I remember one night I went looking for him, and I hate to admit this, but I went looking for this man. And I remember I didn't have on no shoes, and it was in the middle of November. I went looking for him with no shoes on in the middle of November. I don't even know why I didn't have on no shoes. Y'all better stop playing with people's free will. To this day, me and that man don't get along. Like, it's a whole bunch of stuff that happened after that. I could talk for hours. But to this day, me and that man do not get along. Stop playing with people's free will. If they want to be with you, they're going to be with you. Because when it comes back times 3. When I tell y'all I lost everything, I lost financially, I lost mentally. I started smoking weed around that time. I wasn't even a weed smoker. I lost. And I'm still not with a nigga. Stop playing around with that stuff. You cannot force nobody to be with you.
So y'all heard it there. Y'all heard her wild and crazy. I got some more, man. That's light. That's light right there. You know, so they ain't cut me out still, is it, y'all? That's light. Hey, this really go on, man. It's really women out here. Like, you better be careful. They might have a love spell on you, and you wonder why you head over heels. This person can slap you around, do all stuff, and then you don't leave them. They might have a love spell on you, especially if you ain't woke and aware. It's people out here really doing this, man. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy. Let me go to another one. Y'all think there's some? Hold on. Let me show you another one.
I'm starting the video.
Making chili for my husband with these underwear I found in his back seat.
I see you're getting a lot of shit about, oh no, now you're definitely sending him to her. Like, why would you do that? She's actually pretty fucking smart, because why the fuck would you want to keep him? What is it that the best revenge you can do is let a bitch keep him? Let him keep him. And if she's cooking that with all that rage and anger and betrayal, she's sending all that along with, well, it's the love spell, as we all know. But those who know about love spells understand that they're obsession spells, because love cannot be mimicked. It cannot be transferred like that. It is not love if it is not freely given. This is an obsession spell, and those who know.
So typically for workings where you want to bury their underwear, you want to use dirty underwear. And that's because it contains their body fluids, sexual fluids, things like that. And that has a stronger energetic link to them. And it can create spirit ties. You can use clean underwear. However, it is weaker. But there are ways that you can use clean underwear. But for those who don't know, you bury dirty underwear if you want to, for sex workings, domination workings with your partner, lust, control, obsession, or bindings. Now, if you're going to use clean underwear, you can anoint it with your body fluids, but what you can also use from them, if you don't have their body fluids, you can write their name and their birth date in it, some other kind of tag, including a piece of their hair, handwriting, or a photo of them, and you would bury that with the underwear, and that works just as well. Like I said, it is weaker than using a pair of their dirty underwear, but those kind of tag items, or command tags as we call them, still do work. Now, there are different types of workings for burying underwear. If you bury it in the yard, that is for to keep somebody under your influence, and for relationship binding. For burying it at a crossroads, that is either going to release someone or allow you to be able to control them from afar. When it comes to burying it under the steps of your house, that is for dominance. And if you want to control them sexually or have them lust over you or obsess over you, you would put their dirty underwear under your bed.
So y'all hit so this right here section, we're gonna be getting into how they use the underwear. The first part was about the food. So you see they put stuff in people's drinks, stuff in the food, to get you into this spell, right? I remember my dad telling me about the time that he went to New Orleans when he was young, and they did he got trapped in New Orleans for 6 months by these two women that owned the restaurant. And then come to find out they was putting stuff in his food. They was serving him food with their stuff in it, right? And he got trapped down there, and they was two women was taking advantage of him. Now, when he was telling me this at the time, I was like, man, you got took advantage of by two women. I was like, man, that sound like you got it good. You had it going on. You know what I'm saying? When he was telling me what was happening, right? I was thinking that, hey, man, that sound like you had like you got two women on, or like that trapped you to get on you. But looking at it now and looking at this, like if you put keeping somebody on their other over them under their own will where they can't leave and they under this spell, that's crazy, right? But we're gonna get into, like I say, this next part. They ain't still chopping me up, is it? This next part, we finna get into the underwear thing because they doing different things with the underwear. So you be careful when you take an underwear over these girls' house or these dudes, because it's not just women. I put women how women use love spells, but it's also men. It's both vice versa. It's working. The men are doing it too. The men are doing it just as much as the women are doing it. So you got to keep that in mind. Let's go to this next one.
I went through seeing, say for instance, guys that I dated, the man I was married to, and also my current husband now. It's a lot of women, ex-girlfriends, females that they sleep with, can easily put love spells on them. I had told my sons about this. I have 3 sons that I birthed. I have a stepson. I used to tell my cousins, I have a whole bunch of male cousins, okay? I used to tell them about the spaghetti, but I never thought about telling them about the other ways they can season their food and their drinks. Y'all, sisters, I know the brothers don't know this. Do you know that it's a lot of women going around grabbing they used panties? Y'all heard me correctly. Used panties. Dipping it in the drink that their man, boyfriend, side ninja, whoever guy they sleeping with, they're actually dipping their underwear that they wore, crusties and all, into a drink, that man's drink, put it in there, squeeze it out, and give it to them. I'll wait for y'all to ponder on that one. They have those red candles, crystals, cleansings. They had so much stuff. Now I heard about I did hear about from my grandmother. She said it was this one guy that she used to like back then. She said she always wondered why this guy, you know, when she was getting with him, that he could never get up. Y'all know what I mean? Coming to find out, this man, my grandmother found out this man was married. So his woman got his underwear and used to bury him in the yard. She did other things for him to make him seem as if he has ED. Any man he come around, he can never any female that he encounters, he can never get it up, but he can get it up for her. And you wonder why there's a lot of ED going around with a lot of these men out here. Y'all running across a whole bunch of these brouhaha females.
Man, so man, I'm telling you, like, people might laugh at this stuff, but this shit is really, I seen it with my own eyes. I saw my cousin, man. My cousin, my daddy told me a whole bunch of stories. My uncles told me stories, because we from Louisiana where it goes on a lot, but it go on these voodoos just not ain't in Louisiana, man. Because voodoo was a part of our culture. Like even the Geechee women, them Geechee women on the West Coast in South Carolina, them areas, Chicago, New York, they everywhere. California, I'm telling you, man. You think it's a game? They doing this shit for real. They really doing, like, and then like I said, somebody listening, if a chick or a dude listening, man, don't try this at home. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit it's rules to this shit. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta be able. You gotta, when you do that spell, you gotta accept the consequences or the backlash from that spell. You gotta accept it, or it's a certain way you gotta do it. Like it's certain. You gotta be a high power alchemist to know how to stop the combat. Right. So a lot of, if you a rookie witch, and a lot of y'all listening probably all wizards and witches. You probably don't want to admit it, or probably just don't remember, because they colonized. But that don't mean you was a bad witch. A lot of y'all were good wizards and witches. You just don't remember, right? And you come from a long line of good witches. And they might not call themselves witch. They might call themselves priests, pastors. Some of them go to pastors and ministers and all this. Minister ain't nothing but a nice way of saying wizard. I'm telling you. So let's run some more. We got some more dirty draws. Now, when they doing these spells, essentially they use draws. They got sweat, ball sweat, dookie stain. You got to have some kind of imprint from the person who you doing the entanglement on. You got to have some kind of left behind. I wonder what the outcome if you use some draws with a dookie stain. Would that make it a dookie situation? Would that mess up the alchemy or something? You know what I'm saying? If they just ball sweat or whatever, right? But let's get into it, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. We got some more for you.
So if y'all know me, y'all know I don't like to wear undergarments for very special reasons. Especially when you have, you know, people who use your underwear or whatever, you know, for binding rituals and things like that. Like, I never, to be very honest, wear undergarments when I go to do certain grown-up things. I don't like to leave behind anything. It's protection. Just like you have these men, these warlocks, low-key, that be holding in their specimens, or, you know, keeping their seeds tight. And, you know, also, ladies, protect yourself too. Don't leave your underwear over, you know, certain people's that participate in certain work, especially if you're from Louisiana. In other places, just be careful, because they could, you know, use that. And even with hair, you know, depending on the type of relationship you have, if you know what I'm saying, you might want to leave some hair, or you might not want to leave hair over there. You get me? So just know where you're at. And when I say know where you're at, just think about dogs, canines that the police force use. Dogs can pick up skin cells, like you leave a scent, like you're traceable, right? So cover your tracks, you know.
Hey everybody, it's me, Mambo Deb, and I want to discuss ways to tell if someone did something with your underwear, if your underwear turned up missing, used underwear. But it's also not just for underwear. I'm sweating because I just walked my dog all around the neighborhood so that she will be quiet and hopefully not bark during this video. It could be for hair, not just the hair on your head. It could be hair from anywhere on your body. It doesn't have to be the hair on your head. It doesn't have to be pubic hair. Hair from your armpits, that's pubic hair. Hair from your legs, hair from your genitalia. It could be hair from you, period. So say I know people in the Caribbean, they just have a habit, like when they clean the brush or the comb, when they finish doing their hair, they will flush the hair down the toilet, or they will burn it, or they will some way dispose of it so that it cannot be used. And people do that for a reason. I don't know if people still do that. You got to remember, I'm in my 50s, so back when I was little, I was taught to do that. I was taught to do that. If I left hair in the brush, don't leave your hair like that. Don't put your hair in that trash can. Take it out. Flush it down the toilet. I was taught to do that. Even when I did not know why I was doing it. I was taught to do that. Underwear, hair, blood, your Kotex, you understand? Some people will go to a Target's house, or someone who they want to do some type of wanga on. They will go to their house and they will know in their neighborhood like what day they collect the garbage. And they will pick up the person's trash bags. And they will do this week after week until they find that person's Kotex. So if you have Kotex, I suggest that you bag them up separately and wait till you hear the trash truck coming up the street, and then take them outside and throw them away. Or don't throw them away at your house. In Haiti, I had a habit of not putting my garbage outside my home. From the door, I didn't do that. When my first apartment in Haiti was in Soto, and I put the garbage out where everybody put the garbage out, and the people would come collect it. And in one big pile, they would come with a little, I don't know what you call it, thing, majigger, with like a little trailer in the back, and they would collect all the trash. But when I put my trash out, people would get it and go through it, and even like leftover food, they would take it. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What's so special about it's garbage?
So the whole thing about it is, when they doing these spells, like if you got somebody that's working, if you in a battle in a conjure with somebody that's working voodoo on you, and then you become aware of it, that is a tactic you got to look out for, of them getting some of your like your hair, a toenail, some of your blood. Blood works stronger. Magic works. They get some of your blood, man. These type of people right here, that they can work that magic on you, especially if you ain't constantly creating got a shield up, because you can constantly keep this shield up. That's really what the symbology is with Job having a fence around him, and he said, "Oh, I can get to him because you got this fence around him." That fence really was his electromagnetic frequency. His electromagnetic frequency coming out from his body. He had it. These type of spells can't penetrate that if your frequency's high. But if you in a lower state, like you're working with the root chakra, that's why they call it roots, but they work in roots. So in order for a lot of this stuff to work, you got to be in the root chakra vibration. meaning on a low frequency in order for them to hit you with these different things. So that's another thing. I got a whole class on that for people that want to check that out in the Ascension Manual playlist on the Red Chakra, where I talk about how these spirits that because a lot of times it's beings, it's another beings that they making deals with, spirit beings that they making deals with that would come and perform these different things where you can't see them, and that's how it's get done. It's not just they do abracadabra or do some magic, and it's more interworkings to it, like spirit workings in the background that's working this magic. That's why when they sign a deal or do a contract to do this conjure, and those spirits go out and perform that miracle or whatever, whatever you may call it, they call it miracles in their world, right? But you might call it evil on your end, right? When they do this, they want something in return. So that's why, like the lady was saying, when I did the spell on my boyfriend and then it backfired on me, right? And now I lost this, I lost that, my job, everything, because those spirits now coming on you. It's also another incident. For my Bible guys, a lot of people scared of the Bible because a lot of people want to throw the Bible down. No, but Drew Ali said keep the Bible. Doc said don't put it down. The Bible is really our teachings just watered down and put into a book. But a lot of that stuff is actual pyramid texts, the Emo Louis Leash. It's a lot of books that they took from our books that they took to create that book. So that's why it still got a potency to it when you could translate it. But there's one scenario in the Bible in the New Testament where it says where Joshua heals a man. Joshua refused to heal a man in one incident where he said, if I cast this one demon off of you, then 7 more demons, or that demon's gonna wander in the wilderness, right? And then once he wandered in the wilderness, he's gonna find 7 other stronger demons, and then all those demons will come back to attack you. So it's like that same scenario. Once you make a deal with that one demon to go out and do your biddings of to try to alter somebody's free will, right? Those demons then come back on you. It's like a 7-fold type of thing, right? So it's like really, and people saying, "Oh, I don't believe in none of that, this and that." It don't matter what you believe. A lot of this stuff is based on universal mathematics, right? Let's drop this.
Okay. In 24 hours.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Voodoo Priest Man. In this video, I'm gonna go over and teach you how and what to do when you feel that your partner or your significant other is cheating on you. So you're gonna get a pair of the underwear. You're gonna get an habanero pepper. You're gonna open it. You're gonna crack it open, and you're gonna put the seeds right on the underwear. You're gonna go like this, and you're gonna wrap it around. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go to in front of the cemetery. Cemetery is not always dealing with, to kill somebody or anything like that. It could be to end things. So you want to end that to continue to happen. You're going to bury it right in front of the cemetery, okay? And you're going to put a black candle on it. Do that between 12 o'clock at night to 3 o'clock in the morning. And you'll see every time they decide or think that they're going to do something to you, you're going to see what's going to happen.
I heard that one too. I done seen that one at work too. Right? So he is Sandra Dominguez, or one of them he's a Puerto Rican one of my Puerto Rican brother wizard, right? I think I've seen him before, but this shit is going over not in just in like Louisiana and United States, it's going on around the world. It's going on in Puerto Rico. If you listen, shout out to people in Puerto Rico. It's going on pretty much everywhere. It's somebody working magic. It's somebody working voodoo. Now, and like I say, we looking at a lot of the bad stuff, but it's also a good side to it too. It's some people that go to these people to get out of, like this one dude. I remember this one dude that he's going to go to court for a charge that he probably going to get a long time for. But his grandmother, who was a voodooist, told him to put sardine juice on the bottom of his shoes. Have y'all ever heard that? By putting sardine juice on the bottom of his shoes when he go into court, right? And he's gonna beat the case, and that shit actually worked. He put the sardine shoe on the bottom of his shoes. The juice went into the court, and just so I don't know if they dropped the case because that damn sardine juice smelled like ass, and they were just trying to get him up out of there, or they didn't want him up in their prison. I don't know, but whatever the ritual, whatever that alchemy is, like I say, but it's also a spiritual workings to that too. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this next one.
What's going on, everybody?
Really getting tired of dealing with all the witchcraft going on around my house. Y'all know my experience with witchcraft and the demonic and the spiritual realm. So recently, my dog got out. Like, he got out of the yard. I still, to this day, don't understand how he figured out how to get out. Like, for 2 years, he had never attempted to get out of the fence. But just all of a sudden one day, my wife and I were getting ready to go on a vacation. So as we're packing up and getting everything ready to put into the truck so we can go, my wife says, let the dog out one more time before we go so it can use the bathroom. So I let him out, and some time passes by, and we're getting ready to walk out of the door. So I'm about to bring him back inside. The dog is gone. He is nowhere to be found. We drove around for nearly an hour looking for this dog. We're calling people to ask them to help us look for him and everything. People in the neighborhood are driving by letting us know the last place they saw him, until eventually we find him and we bring him back to the house. So this leads me to wondering, like, how did he get out of the yard? So I'm walking around the yard looking for how he got out, and I eventually find out how he got out. But while I'm searching, I'm finding pears just in my yard, just half-eaten pears in my yard. And it looks like these things have been sitting here for some time. Now, I don't have a pear tree in my yard at all. But still, I'm walking around the yard looking up at all the trees. I done got on Google to look up what a pear tree actually looks like. I ain't got no pear tree in my yard. I'm looking across the fence and I'm looking at the neighbor's yard like they ain't got no pear trees over there either. And I'm looking on the ground trying to see, are there any more pears over here? In total, I found like 3 pears in my yard that were eaten and scattered around in different places. Immediately, when I saw these things, the Holy Spirit said, throw them out of your yard, but don't touch them. And instantly, I knew exactly what was going on. So I looked up what pears represent.
Look, yeah, see, they use fruits and things too, rotten fruits. They release certain animals in your yard, like certain insects. I'm telling you, man, like the intricate of this witchcraft voodoo shit is crazy, man. I'm telling you.
Let me teach you how to bring your boyfriend back, or how to bring your husband back using your underwear. Yes, use your underwear. What are you going to do? Get sugar, get a red marker, get your body spray, get a piece of paper, write your name, your own name. You that want to bring your boyfriend or your husband back, write your name 7 times. Then you write your boyfriend name on top of your name. So this is how you wrote your name. Then you write your boyfriend name on top. Let's say Derek. Derek. Okay, after writing your name, Grace, then you put Derek. After writing it, the next thing you're going to be doing, you fold the paper towards you 3 times. 1, 2, you'll be visualizing him coming back to you, okay? You'll be visualizing him, you'll be thinking of him coming back to you. 3. After doing that 3 times, you take your underwear, any color of your underwear, the one that you have already used, your used underwear. Then you know our underwear has this. Then you stick the paper inside. Please, if you know you are not ready for it to come back to you that very day, don't do this ritual, because this ritual, if you do it with faith, with your mind, it will come back to you. Then you fold the underwear back to you like this. 1, 2, 3. After doing that, you already put sugar inside here. You put some amount of sugar inside the container, a bottle jar. Then you put the underwear inside. Okay, before you put the underwear, you take your body spray, you spray on it, because it's a used one that you've used with him while you were with him. After putting it there, you fold it, put it inside here, put inside the sugar. After putting in the sugar, cover the whole
substance with sugar again. After covering the whole substance with sugar, then the next thing you're going to be doing is to add a tablespoon of cinnamon. You add cinnamon to it, okay? 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, okay? That is 1 tablespoon. Then you begin to visualize yourself that this your man is coming back. See, if you do this ritual and you do it right, you will see your man coming back to you that very, very day. I told the lady, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm going to tag the voice notes to this video. I'm going to tag the voice note to this video. And it worked for her. She said, Mommy, my boyfriend is back to me, Mommy. He's back to me. This is like 3 months ago I told this woman. I've even forgotten about her. Because sometimes when you come to my DM, I want to give you some secret that I've never posted before. You understand? Like I gave some people recently for married women recently. Now do this after visualizing that you have done this. Then the next thing you're going to do, you lock it up. How do you keep this? You keep it in a dark place until he comes back. The moment he comes back, you are satisfied with everything. Then you can take it out and go and dispose everything. You can keep the jar, throw away the sugar and the underwear inside. This is very powerful. Go and do it. Go and do it. Please, somebody should teach me. I want to tag the voice notes. At least nobody will know. Okay, I will change the voice. I don't know. I cannot edit. But go and do it.
Hey, so that sound like a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying? That sound like too much. You gotta fold the drawers and fold it towards you. It's just too much right there, man. But some people actually probably gonna try to do that shit. But keep in mind, like we said, don't try this at home unless you're a high power alchemist, man. I got more.
So if they leave something in the house behind, or broke up or whatever, and they leave their dirty underwear or whatever, so take a pair of yours and take a string and tie them together. You have to bless yourself before you cut the cord. And you have to stop talking to the person. Because if you're going to continue to have something to do with them, you're not cutting a cord. You're letting them remain in your space. And the problem is, you can't expect the door to open for someone new if you're still holding on to the dirty underwear.
All right, so you can use underwear. However, in hoodoo, underwear has a very different meaning than socks do. So socks will give you more of an influence over his path and his actions, ensuring that he always comes back to you. It also will make them definitely a little softer and more affectionate if you place it in the catnip. This is good for if you want them to come back to you constantly, or if you just want them to have a soft level of obsession for you. Now, underwear, on the other hand, will make them completely obsessed. That's because it has more of a binding effect. Once you get into using underwear, personal fluids, things like that, it creates more of a binding and a dominant sexual control that you would have over your partner. So it's important to note you can use the underwear, but if you want to cut ties with the person, you're probably going to have a professional undo it.
Right. So you see it, man. I got a whole bunch of more clips. We got the next section. What is next tape? I hope you can hear it because I think it was, I don't know if it was too low, but it's like a story. This dude give you this story of this older lady who was a powerful voodoo lady who trapped him and pretty much took advantage of him. Right? So, hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. This is about to get lit. We just not getting started right here, right, with this. So let's see if you can hear this and keep it, like I said, the draws, they use socks. They use your old socks, your old muscle shirts, your brush, your wave cap, whatever you got to keep in mind when you're dealing with certain women. You got to be on your swivel game. And men, for my women that's listening, like I said, like I told you, I'm from Louisiana. I know it's more men, and then especially in Georgia, it's more men doing this shit than women. I'm telling you, man, you would be shocked. You would be shocked, man. How many more men? Because women really don't gotta try that hard to get a man, right? It just depends on a specific man. They want to, I want this nigga, you know what I'm saying? I want this specific guy. But most women, even if they overweight, it's somebody, it's a man out there that'll deal with you. But men, on the other hand, it's a little different. So that's why more men are doing these spells than women. You see what I'm saying? To the women, man, I'm telling you. So somebody might have your draws, and like I say, a lot of times once you become aware that somebody's doing this type of spells on you, that starts the lifting of the spell. And then it's all based on your auric when you, because every, like, once you are seeing, say if they put the spell on you, and once you get out of that root chakra phase, that spell is just like, is useless. But then every time you drink some liquor, eat some acidic foods, and you lower your vibrational frequency back down to the root chakra, that spell pops back up in your head. Oh, this person. Oh, you start thinking about that person. That person that got that voodoo, that you don't probably know that they got the voodoo on you, or the spell cast it on you. But those spells work most of the times because people are in the root chakra arc egg energy, and they able to tap into these beings who are these spirit beings who are working the magic, doing the work for these beings who are sending them out. They can't get to you. They only can get to you if your fence is not. And on a red chakra, a lot of this might sound like crazy mumbo jumbo, but I already put a whole bunch of information out about this stuff right here. Right. So let's go to another one, man. We got some more for you. Now, like I say, I hope this one right here is loud enough. I think it is. But this is interesting story of this young man. Now, all a young man listening, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. This is a young man who, an older lady, she was maybe about 5 or 6 years older than him, that was a voodoo priest. And he didn't know she was a voodoo priest, but she put voodoo on him. Now listen at this tape.
So this is part 2 to my experience with witchcraft. I'm gonna jump right into it. So after the date, I take her home.
Hey, is it loud enough?
I go to sleep. I woke up the next morning, homie, and all I could think about was that woman. Now keep in mind, she tried to have sex with me after the date, but I told her I don't have sex on the first date. I ain't that type of man. Fast forward, about a week later, man, it's become unbearable. I feel like I'm losing my mind, homie. So I text Shawty and I said, hey.
Yeah, it ain't that one too low, right? Can y'all hear it? Is it too low? Is it too low? Because I think that's the highest I'm gonna be able to get it. But that's an interesting story of that dude. It says, well, he said that she put blood all over his room and she made him make love to her on her period. Like, it was gruesome. It sounded like a horror story almost.
Feeling very generous. So here's another hoodoo tip. If you want that man to be crazy about you, if you want him to lust after you, if you want him to crave you, if you want him to think about you, if you want him to only be about you, put him in your panties. That pocket in your panties ain't there for no reason. So what you're going to do is you're going to get some paper that match his skin tone. So if you're an other, get paper that match him. If you're brown like me, get some brown paper. You're going to write his full name and his full birthday. And you're going to write something so simple. Obsessed with me, desires me, craves me. I intoxicate him. Whatever it is, be sexy, bitch. You're going to put that on the paper. And then you're going to put that paper in the little pocket in your panties. Now, I know some of you guys don't wear panties, but please don't put that paper directly against those coochie lips. So find you some panties that got the pocket. Put it inside the pocket and wear it there. Wear it there every single day. And as that paper rub up against your down their area, as your normal juices secretes into the middle of those panties.
Crazy.
He's craving you.
I'm trying to keep the laugh.
He's thinking about you. He's desiring you.
That shit sounds psychotic and crazy as hell though. Like, it sounds like You got to do all that. That sound loony. Don't that sound like a little loony, man? Like, man, that's crazy right there, man. For real. Like, you got to, the way she sounds like she was really like, you know what I'm saying? She was one of them crazy ones. I'm telling you, one that key your car, bust your window out. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. If your partner left and you want that motherfucker back, try this spell. Don't skip this video. This love spell was passed down to me from my Haitian grandmother and auntie, and I'm giving it to you. I want you guys to leave a comment, like, and share this video. Much love. Let's get to it.
The next thing I want you to do is write your name just like this and write their name across. Even if their name overlaps, that's okay. Alright, so we wrote come back to me like this in a square. Okay, so you wrote your name, their name like this. Now I want you to write your birth date, and I use this as an example, and write their birth date, okay? And then on the sides, write 3 times 3, and do that on this side too. Now it's time to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in the square. Now we want to fold the paper towards us. 1, 2, and excuse my folding, y'all, I'm doing this with one hand. 3. And now you want to burn it. You know, I have a cauldron right here, right underneath. So make sure you have something that can catch the ashes. And you know, that way you don't burn anything, okay? As this burns, you can take a moment to visualize your intentions and what you expect to happen. You want your partner to come back, visualize that and just the feeling, and hold on to that, okay? You see these ashes? Okay, so when this burns out, you want to take this outside, but only when it's completely done. You don't want to start a fire. And then blow it, let the wind carry your wish.
Thank you guys for watching. I'm sending you so much love. And if you guys want to increase the potency of the spell,
So that's a fire spell and a wind spell in combination, right? So you got in this wizard world, for you people that don't know, you got earth spells, you use the elements, right? You got earth spells that's buried in some in the ground. Then you got water spells that's putting, like the lady had told you earlier, where she put the dude full name in a jar of water and then put it in the house, and that made him stay at the house. But it was like stipulations to that, like he got put on house arrest, etc. Right? For you people that's just not coming in, you might have to roll it back to see that clip. But that would be a water spell. And then what he just did would be technically, because he said he blowed in the wind, so that'd be a fire spell and a wind spell or air spell on top of that. Then you also got you got water, air, all the elements. And it all culminates to create the 5th element, the love spell, right? The love, because love essentially, from some alchemist perspective, is the 5th element, right? So let's roll another one, man. We got some more stuff for you. It's about to get greasy in here, man. What else we
I'm
got?
going to keep it real with you. If your partner...
Okay, I'm back at it with the sex magic talk again, y'all. Some of y'all don't understand that y'all engage in human sacrifice all the time. People be like, oh my God, that's the devil. Human sacrifice. I wouldn't get in that. That's some creepy shit. You do it all the time when you have a baby. Anybody who's a mom, you've just had a human sacrifice. Do you know why? Because like I just said in the last video, sex is a ritual. It's a ritual of an exchanging of energy between 2 entities. So when you swallow in or when you're having sex, you're getting that person's bodily fluid and their genetic information, and it's infusing with yours. And it takes the body about 30 to 60 days sometimes to regenerate cells and create new ones and destroy the old ones. So while that energy is living inside of you, it's a part of you. And the more you engage in it, it continues to be a part of you and it gets binded to you. When you have a child, you're...
Hey, somebody said that, I think this, I don't know if you're talking about this chick bugging or the last chick, but what this chick is saying is actually a scientific proven fact. And actually, I remember Doc talking about it a long time ago about swapping DNA. And I'm gonna just give you a common sense analogies on kind of like to sum it up what she's saying. You ever seen two people together so long that they begin to look alike? They look like brothers and sisters. They've been together 20, 30, 40 years, and they look like brothers and sisters. Why? Because they've been swapping DNA and bodily fluids for so long. Now their cells have regenerated a whole nother paradigm. That's what she's talking about. Like I say, Doc had already told us about this a long time ago, where he was talking about. He had explained it like this. He said that there was this dad. This was one scenario he gave, that there was this dad that had broke his leg when he was a kid in like a certain location on his leg, riding a like skateboarding or riding a bike or however he broke his leg, but he broke it in that one specific spot, right? Now, when his son was born, his son ended up breaking his leg in that same spot. But on the analysis prior to that, the doctors are saying that due to a genetical DNA, how it passed down from lineage to lineage, that kid had already had a weak spot in his leg in the same location with his dad before he was born, where his dad had the weak spot at. So it stands to reason that not only can you swap DNA with the person that you with now, that the children will inherit it, whether it's, that's why they say crack babies. That's why you had the crack baby generation, because those children inherit that crack gene from the crack smoking. But we don't want to get too much, but that's what she's talking about essentially.
Do not do this spell unless you want him to be obsessed with you. Okay, watch closely. So I'm going to be making a new series called Witchcraft 101, because I have not put a lot of my spells on here, but today I will be starting to put my spells on here and giving y'all more spell ideas. So for the girlies that have a crush or whatever, or just anybody really, I'm going to be showing y'all how to put a love spell on someone. So here is what I do. First, you're going to need candles. Actually, you don't really need them, because candle, you're not burning anything, and this is why this spell is very beginner witch friendly, because we are not burning anything, we're not spreading any ashes, none of that. But to me, it feels right to do candles, so I did put some candles. I have a red one for love and attraction. For self-love, I have a pink one, and for just because I have a white one, so don't judge. I just have 3 love colors here as candles. And then you're also going to need some perfume, a lipstick of your choice, a pen, a paper, and something to cleanse your space with. You can use sound, you can use whatever. Here I have a blood floral smudge kit, so here's how we're going to be doing this. So first, of course, cleanse your space. This is very important. Forgetting to cleanse can make the spell backfire. So please, please,
Some
please,
people do say,
for the love of Aphrodite, cleanse your space. I mean, Jesus. Okay, yeah. Cleanse your space, and then here's what you do. So now what you're going to need to do, I did change out my pen. I didn't realize that was out. This is a permanent marker. Don't use this, but I did. You're going to write their name 5 times. So let me show you what it should look like. Your spell should look like this now. So their name 5 times. Now what you need to do is you need to flip the paper. Right on top of this, you should write your name. So let me show you. Okay, now the paper should look like this. So your name, you get it. And then right on top of this, you're going to write love me all around. So love me, love me, love me. So 4 times, yeah. Yeah, as you can see, I put love me, you know. So now what you're going to do is you're going to fold it. It's important, listen to me, it's important that you fold it towards you. Towards you, baddie. Towards you. Towards you. Towards you. Towards you. If you do it against you, the spell could backfire. So make sure you fold it towards you. Okay, now what you're gonna do is take your perfume and spray it. Cutesy. Okay, now and then kiss it with these. Let me show y'all, because this is going to be so aesthetic. I love doing this. Honestly, it gives. And then do that a bunch of times. Okay, yeah, so this is the final product. Put it under your pillow and trust. Trust, girly. That man will fall in love with you because of your beautiful face. Okay, love y'all, bye.
So hey, you can tell she's a little young witch and a warlock. She even got the witch chain on, right? But they doing these. We just want to give you ideas of what people doing. Some of you people might try. I know some people are gonna probably try some of this. Why is it all of a sudden messing my screen up? I know some people probably gonna all try all this themselves. Some people are gonna try to try some of this stuff themselves at home. Now, like I say, it's rules to this. It's rules to this. All alchemists know. Like I say, my granddaddy, both my granddaddies knew how to break it. They were going around breaking these types of things. And my granddaddy told me, my mom's dad told me, don't get involved with it because it's dangerous. Right? Don't get involved with breaking these things, right? Just they was in the Jesus and all it. Well, my one granddad, he was in the Jesus. And Jesus, blood of Jesus, that type of thing. Right? Let's get it.
Alright, so story time on when I did a love spell on my person. I was just trying shit. No, I'm not no spiritual, crazy, witchy girl, but I do dibble and dabble here and there. Disclaimer, the love spell did in fact work. I did this love spell on somebody I was in a relationship with for like a very long time. We broke up. That person ended up getting into a relationship with somebody else. And I did the love spell during the period that he was with somebody else because I wanted him back. Now, a lot of times TikTok be saying a lot of bullshit, but I did a love spell from TikTok and it worked. So I give TikTok they flowers, you feel me? So I recommend you do a love spell if you really want a long-term relationship. If not, don't do it.
Because when you do that spell, you might bite off more you can chew. You know what I'm saying? That cat might be so obsessed with you now. When he see you with a dude, like at first when he was with you, he wasn't like this. But now now you put the spell on him, and he see you talk, even smiling or winking at a dude, he might punch your head off because he that obsessed with you. So you got to know the inner workings and outer workings of this. This shit is real, and it's really spirits are real, y'all. I see them all the time out the corner of my eye. Some of y'all might see them too. And if you can see them out the corner of your eye, that means that you are caught in between two worlds, just like Yahshua. You are a hybrid child, and you are a wizard, and you have power. And a lot of y'all wizards and wizards and witches got so much power that all you got to do is say a thing and think it, and that's how it happens. Because say, so is a man thinking, so is he. Or you speak things into existence. Just like Tupac and Biggie and Mo 3 and all these other guys who didn't know they were high power alchemists, probably. I believe Tupac probably had some idea about it. Maybe Biggie too. But they go out talking about dying, and then boom, they die. They spoke it into existence. So keep in mind, if you listening, most of y'all listening, if you just so happen to pass by this tape, and people was just asking about what about the food and the period blood and all that. We aired that at the first beginning of the tape. So you had to wind it back to the first beginning where we talk about the period blood, the burying of the draws in the sugar, right? Hey, shout out A1 for the super chat. So those type of things we show at the beginning of the tape, but this is really happening, y'all. People are really, you might have a spell casted on you, especially if you're down south on the East Coast with the Geechees. The Geechees are Haitians. You in bed with some Haitians. And I'm saying to myself, half of these girls that doing these spells, they look pretty as hell. Why the hell you got to do a spell on a nigga? You look like you looking like Holly Berry and that's the last chick, right? She looked like she looked pretty nice. So why would she be doing a spell on anybody? She's she's just standing right there. Somebody gonna walk by and say, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I'm saying? You ain't see how she look. Half of them that go back and roll the tape, but half of them that's doing these spells, they real pretty, right? So how you getting over on it, right? So let's run another one, man.
I did a love spell on someone I was in love with and it worked. But what came after, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I am back with another spooky story. I'm gonna call the person who submitted the story Nia. Nia said, I need to tell you something that I never thought I'd admit out loud. We're gonna call her crush Micah. His name was Micah, he had a girlfriend, but however, Nia didn't care. Nia said that she knew that Micah was supposed to be hers. Micah would smile at her sometimes, talk to her a little too long, and Nia thought maybe, just maybe, if she had a little help to help sway him from his girlfriend to her, she would be golden. Nia said that she knew what she felt for Micah was real. And in her eyes, Micah's girlfriend, we're gonna call her Rhea. To Nia, Rhea was just in the way. So Nia had heard about this woman in town that people were whispering about. They said that she could make things happen. So Nia went to the woman and told her that she wanted Micah to love her and only her. Now the woman looked at Nia long and hard before she said, and I quote, I can give you what you're asking for, but once it starts, you can't undo it. Nia said she didn't care, so she said yes because she wanted him. The woman gave her specific instructions on what to do. She needed a red candle, his photo, a little bit of honey, some personal ingredients, like personal item, a prayer over water at midnight, and some of her menstrual. Now Nia says she followed the instructions exactly to the T. She said, and let me tell you, it worked fast. Micah started texting her out of nowhere, and he started texting her more and more. He would find himself showing up where she was at, suddenly telling her that he couldn't stop thinking about her. He even said to her one day that he left his girlfriend, Rhea, out of the picture, gone. Nia said in that moment, hearing that this man done left his girlfriend Rhea for her, she said that, to be honest, she felt powerful. She felt chosen. Until, in one night, Micah shows up outside of Nia's house, crying, boohoo crying. And he just said to her out of nowhere, why did you do this to me? I can't eat, I can't think, I feel you even when you're not around. You tied my soul, I know you did something to me. Then out of nowhere, the man smiled. Now Nia says that this didn't look like his regular smile. It's like his face moved. There was something else inside of him entirely. That's when he leans in and says to her, why didn't you feed it? To be continued. Let me know if you're ready for what happens next, because things only got darker from here. I be telling you.
Everybody who knows me knows I do love spells, and my love spells are really fucking strong. And I figured that out by accident. So much that there are ones from 13 years ago that are still watching me. Still watching me. Can't get over me. Can't replace me. Can't fill the void no matter what the fuck they do.
See, I'm talking
Then I
about
found out
what the
that
hell
my
she
love
doing a
spells don't
love
last for
spell
years.
for?
They
Who
last
the hell?
for lifetimes. That was an accident. I know I could do all that. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was just as surprised when I found out. I'm like, damn, just like imagine just lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You're just lonely. You're just trying to fill a void and like no matter what the fuck you do, you're
Notice
just trying
a lot
to
of
fill
them
this
got them
space that's just still
nose
fucking
rings
empty.
too.
No one's
That's a
ever gonna be
certain
able to fill
pride.
it. Until you come across me in the lifetime and I feel so comfortable, I feel so right, I feel so familiar. I just feel like I fit so perfect, unlike anybody else. Bitch, that's because you couldn't get it right in any of the lifetimes. None of them. Here we are again. Here we are again. If you would have treated me right in that lifetime, this one, we would not be here now, would we? And again, I figured this shit out on accident. And then, right, I started feeling bad because I'm like, oh my God, like, imagine 15 years later and you still can't fucking get over somebody. That's fucking annoying. So I tried to break it. I tried to break them.
The reason why love spells always backfire is not because you can't take someone's free will and so that's why it backfires. The reason why a love spell backfires is actually because what's really happening is you aligning yourself with the timeline or the frequency of the version of you who would actually be in a relationship with that person. And you get to see firsthand why it didn't work out in this timeline. Did you pick up what I just put down? One way to look at manifestation is you shifting your vibrational frequency to match the vibrational frequency of one of the infinite timelines in which you exist, but that version of you is doing or has whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in this timeline. You know how people say when things don't work out, it's probably for the best? It is for the best, because if it was meant for you, it would work out. And when you use a love spell to try to make somebody love you, what you're really doing is opening up a portal and actually going through it, because now you're living this life to the version of you who actually does get with this person. And now you get to see exactly why y'all should not have ever got together. That's the backfiring. It's not because of taking over somebody's free will. You can't take control over somebody's free will. That is how free will works. You can't do that. But what you can do is change your frequency and your vibration to match the vibration of the version of you and the version of that person who is in love with you. When you do that, you get to see exactly why it wasn't working out for you in your original timeline. That's the backfiring that you're experiencing.
And I don't give a damn. I'm finna put this spell on this nigga. So first thing first, I got all the shit that I'm gonna need. You need a red pen, piece of paper, chili powder, the little red pepper, and some salt. Bitch, you've done it now. You've fucked up. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write his name and I'm gonna demand what the fuck I want from that bitch. Give me a second. Now, what I wrote is my business, so I'm not gonna keep it up there too long. So I'm gonna tear this piece of paper. Hold on. Let me just move some stuff out the way so y'all can see exactly what I'm doing.
This is really going on, y'all. Telling you. I'm telling you. Oh, they can even do spells to get you locked up in jail or trapped or something. I'm telling you, crazy.
Don't fucking play with me, bitch, and you know I do this shit. Don't fucking play with me. Oh, okay, I gotta open this. Hold on. Okay, so you're gonna get your salt. I'm gonna get my salt, and I'm just gonna make a circle. Why did the chunk come out like that? Make a circle just like so.
She said, "Don't play with
Perfect
me. You know
circle.
I do this."
You know this shit gonna go in
Man,
thick real
that's
quick.
scary right there, boy.
Do the same with the chili powder. Come on now. Okay. The same with the paprika. And I'm gonna fold it to me because you're gonna come to me, bitch. Fuck wrong with you.
Well, damn. Well, damn.
And I'm gonna put this up under my pillow and I'm gonna wake up and I'll tell y'all the results probably later on. If not, it might.
These are the consequences of doing a love spell on a person. I came across the story on here. It was actually in Spanish, so I'm gonna go ahead and translate it to English, and I'll tag the original creator down here. So Gloria has been practicing witchcraft for the past 5 years, so much so that she has become very well known around her neighborhood, and she has a ton of clients. One day she was having a birthday party at her house, so she invited a bunch of her friends and a bunch of her close neighbors. When she sees a girl that she didn't recognize enter her home, she assumed that this was probably one of her friends who had invited another friend. The girl goes up to her, introduces herself as Peggy, and tells Gloria that she needs her help. That she has fallen madly in love with this man that wants absolutely nothing to do with her. Gloria advised her against it and told her about all the consequences that come from love spells, that you can't mess with someone's free will. Peggy said that she didn't care, that whatever the consequences were, that she was willing to deal with it. The next day, Peggy went to Gloria's house and Peggy handed her a jar. In this jar, there was this white powder. Peggy told her to take a very small amount out of the jar and to add it to one of his alcoholic drinks. And to also do it on a Friday, because apparently Fridays are the most strongest days to do this stuff. That Friday, Peggy ended up having a huge party at her house where she invited just about everyone, including the boy and Gloria. As the party was going, everybody was dancing, singing, having a great time. Peggy starts getting a bunch of drinks ready for her friends. Gloria notices that Peggy takes one of the drinks and puts it to the side. She then opens the jar that she had in her pocket and she dumps all of the powder in the drink. Gloria right away runs over to Peggy and tells her, "That is too much. I told you to only give him a small amount. You have no idea the consequences that this is gonna create." Peggy then snaps at Gloria and tells her to mind her business, that this had nothing to do with her, that she already paid her for her work, and that whatever happens now, to just back off. Gloria pretty much wiped her hands clean and left it at that. The minute this guy took a sip of the drink, it was almost out of a movie scene. He became completely head over heels in love with Peggy and could not keep his hands off of her. The whole night they were just making out and all over each other. A few weeks go by and Peggy gives Gloria a call and tells her, "Hey, what you gave me worked amazing, but I no longer want to be with him. He has become way too obsessive, very toxico, to the point that he's even jealous of my own brothers. I wanted him, but not like this. I no longer want to be with him." Gloria told her there's nothing that she can do about it, that when she tried to interfere, that she had told her to mind her business, so that's exactly what she was gonna do. Weeks go by and Gloria ends up receiving news that literally chilled her to the bone. Apparently, Peggy had broken up with the guy, and when she did so, the guy became so insane that he drove his bike right off of a bridge, unaliving himself. All because of that spell. A month later, Peggy calls her terrified, crying her heart out, begging Gloria for help. She told her that after the boy had passed away, that she continued to see him in the home, that he wakes her up at night, that she hears his voice, that he still is around at all times, that even after he passed away, he continues to be obsessed over her, even after death.
Yeah, so that's creepy right there, man. So like I say, this shit is really happening, man. And like I say, I done seen some of it done personally on a couple people. I done seen my cousin. I had to actually, like I say, me and my cousin, his brother, right? Me and his brother had to go kidnap him from the witch lady house. Like he was stuck over there, like this dude on the porch with his shirt all tore. He looked like you gotta think about it. My cousin Corey, he was like a 112 type dude. Like he dressed like polo shirt, polo pants, polo shoes, like everything polo. He one of them pretty boy type dudes, right? And then he had this car. He had this 63 Bel Air, and it's like he had this like this Jolly Rancher blue color on it, right? But the witch, how he ended up meeting this witch, right, in Louisiana, is that she was real pretty, like the other girls. Because somebody in the chat said they'd be the ones right there. Them pretty girls be the ones, right? They be doing. I'm telling you, they ain't lying. Because Brenda, she was real pretty, like light skinned, kind of like the other girl I just showed, right? And she had the same kind of car as my cousin, like a 63. I don't know if that might have been some alchemy too, to catch him, right? Right. But she liked him, and then my cousin, he wasn't really only, right? But when she popped up with the car, like his car, and then everywhere he would go, she would just be mysteriously pop up. And then he started going over, she invited him for lunch, and then start feeding them stuff. Then next thing in a minute, he stuck over our house. And time went by. Then when he didn't do what she said, or he looked at another girl or did something that she ain't like, she punished him by making him sleep in the doghouse in the backyard, or stabbing him with a nail file. And then he'll go to the hospital and say, "Oh yeah, well, I stabbed myself." And then they trying to admit him to the crazy spot, right? Because they're thinking that he stabbed himself, but it'd be the chick that just stabbed him up. And she come from a long line of people teaching her this stuff. Like she been doing it since she was a kid. She was like a Floyd Mayweather and casting love spells on people, right? You know how Floyd Mayweather started boxing when he was a little kid? Well, you got wizards and witches and warlocks that teach their children this alchemy when they kids. So just imagine them practicing it from when they kids all the way up. They real good at it. They like all-star champions at casting these spells. And they do voodoo dolls. I done seen the voodoo doll at work. I didn't see them breaking homes up, using witchcraft to break homes up, to steal people's husband or steal their wife. This is the type of stuff that's going on everywhere, especially in Georgia, especially in Florida down south, especially in Alabama, down south, these different areas. So you gotta be careful who house you go over and eat at. Women and men. Like I say, women gotta be more careful than men nowadays because there's more men doing it than women. You can see most of them witches the witches that was casting all the love spells, half of them look decent looking. So they really ain't gotta try hard to get a man technically. But those men, now you're a certain type of looking man and you trying to trap a girl that don't like you, most likely they're gonna try to do this witchcraft, man. I'm telling you, it's going on, bro. And so let's roll this law. I think we got one more clip for you.
4 signs someone has a love spell on you. Sign number 1, you have a dark cloud that follows you everywhere you go, right? You may get bits of happiness in between that appears to be happy. It's almost like breadcrumbs, right? But really you feel down. You have bouts of depression and anxiety. The person that has the spell on you is the one that shows up as like a protector to nurture you through these times when they're the ones that created the cloud. Number 2, you go against your values just for the sake of the relationship. Things that you wouldn't normally do or allow, you allow it because you are bending right towards that person. So you are constantly compromising. Constantly. You compromise so much that each time you compromise, you lose a piece of yourself. 3, isolation. People that's close to you start falling off, right? And these are people that's close, like family members, friends, right? There's a distance that starts happening between you and these people. But the one that shows up to nurture you through it is the person that has the spell on you. They always show up as the protector. 4, you feel lost. You are lost. You don't know if you're coming or going. Your sense of self is buried under that rug with the rest of you. Your intuition is warped, right? You don't have any clarity on your thoughts. You cannot start anything, let alone finish anything. It's like you have goals, you can almost see, even though it's foggy, but you can't reach it, right? Because it's like someone has control over that. You are like in a box. You can't move. You can barely think, right? But you need to. It's like you feel stuck within yourself, but you don't know who you are. I'm gonna throw in a bonus. Number 5, love spells snatch your youth. You'll look older, right? When you look in the mirror, it's like something is sucking the life out of you, because it is. The hardest part is the detachment, right? The full moon. You need the full moon to break trauma bonds, right? You need to be able to look outside of you to see what it is. You got to be able to see the box, right? And once you see the box, then you're able to be guided out of the box. The full moon will guide you out of the box. You need to be incorporating spiritual baths. You need to be out in the sun. You need to be grounding. You need to be utilizing herbs. Find yourself a spiritual practitioner, a reputable one, right? That is able to help you do a cord cutting, right? Breaking free from the trauma bond, because the trauma bond, it's all psychological, right? The spell is all psychological. You have to be able to break free from that. And that is the hardest part. When someone puts a love spell on you, right? All you can think about is them. That's it.
You don't put yourself first. You put them first. But you have to start putting yourself first. And that detachment is the hardest part. But it can be done. It's the only way that you're going to be able to break free from the spell. Full moon represents wholeness. It brings everything to fruition. The Most High gives us everything we need to be healthy. The Most High gives us everything we need to be able to protect ourselves. We are connected to everything. We are connected to the all, right? So these spells, and then understand too, a lot of people aren't just saying, I'm going to put a love spell on them. This is instinct, right? This is coming from their spirit. Their spirits are low vibrating. So it's not like they are just pointing you out. Their spirit knows who you are, right? Their spirit knows that you are stronger. So capturing you is supply. That's energy for them. You are a battery pack, right? So it's instinct for them to get a hold of you and want to trap you, right? So it's not like it's and the reason why I'm telling you this, because it's not like they're people just walking around and just like, oh yeah, boom, I'm gonna put a love spell on them. Some people do, but a lot of it is from the subconscious level. A lot of it is instinct, right? And they're gonna go after the strongest but the weakest. And you have to be strong. You are stronger because they don't. The spirit, low vibrating spirits, are not trying to attach itself to anything weak. Right? It's just that you don't know your power. So when you get power trapped, right? When you're able to trap power, that's power that's used to fuel their existence, right? You'll notice that someone that has a love spell on you, they appear to be elevating. They're the ones that are successful in areas, right? They have things going for them, right? You don't. You don't. But they will make you feel like you do because they make you an extension of them. Clock it.
Hey y'all, like I said, this is going on. Once you become aware of this particular this is a whole world. This is a whole world. That's a whole world of witches. It's a whole world. Once you go, I'm telling you, man, if once you go inside the world of witches and warlocks, you will see that they got a whole nother language. They got a whole nother everything, man. So it's like everything that lady said was powerful and right on point, right? Like I say, and basically overall, it was about becoming aware that somebody's doing something to you. Man, you got to be careful who you you got to be careful who you get in deals with, or invite to your house, or you go to their house and eat food, or even at restaurants. At some restaurant, my dad went to a restaurant in New Orleans, and it was two sisters that owned the restaurant, and they put some stuff in his food down there because they said they liked the way he looked, and he was trapped down there 6 months. They had him locked down there 6 months at their house, taking turns with him. Now, hey, like I said, when he told me at the time and I was younger, I was thinking, dang, man, it sounded like you got locked up for 6 months and two women took advantage of you. Man, they fed you and everything. Sound like you was living like a king to me, man. It don't sound like no spell to me, man. They sound like that was a good, cool spell right there. I want that spell done on me, right? When he told me, right? But then he said that he wasn't in his right mind. He don't even know where he was at. Like he was lost, kind of like a get out type thing. Then I said that part right there though sound creepy though. Like you don't even know who you are. You lost in like a small part. Yeah, like that sound like get out, like a sunken place, right? The way he described it, that's what it sounded like. Like he was stuck in like a lost reality where he was just constantly in love with these two women, with these two sisters who cast the spell on him. He was down. It was down in New Orleans during when Katrina first hit. When they was rebuilding Katrina, a lot of people went down to Katrina to help them rebuild, and a lot of people was getting a lot of them men from other places who were coming down there, like from Detroit and other places, Chicago, and it goes on up there too. But a lot of people that came down there ended up getting spells put on them. A lot of the men, and they was trapped down there because they didn't know what was going on. Don't eat that gumbo if you don't know what's going on, man. Don't eat that gumbo, that shrimp etouffee. You know what I'm saying? That lasagna, all that, man. Don't eat that if you don't know what's going on, man. It's really happening out here, man. Especially down in Louisiana. But like I say, it's happening all over the world. Especially in the United, it's more prevalent in the United States and in Hades and in Puerto Rico, right? And in Mexico, it's more prevalent over here, and in certain parts like Nigeria, because they call it Yoruba. Like certain, so it's really going on. It's happening in Africa. It's happening everywhere. Yeah, bread pudding. You know about the bread pudding? That bread pudding is one of their number one specialties to get man. Oh, I want some of that more of that bread pudding. All that cake. Oh, she make a good peanut butter cake. That peanut butter cake, boy, they get you with that peanut butter cake. And then put their yeast from their old pantyhose inside of that cake. And next thing you know, you going crazy about them. I know women that put love spells on men down in Louisiana so strong that the men committed suicide, just like that lady just said. I know no men that committed suicide because of love spells. This shit is crazy and it's real. It's just like, so yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, so to me though, once you come aware of the shit and you say, okay, this is like something ain't right about this, how I feel about this person, because all of a sudden now I'm just over heels for this person. They got me doing stupid shit. Like the lady said, she went looking for the dude with no shoes on while I was snowing outside, riding around looking for him because of the love spell that she casted on him, though. She casted the love spell on him and it backfired. And when the backfire came, she was fiending after him. She was fiending for him more than when she cast the spell. And he was harder to get in touch with and get in control of than before she cast the spell. So as always, don't try this at home if you don't know what you're doing. If you ain't no high-powered alchemist, man. A lot of y'all are high-powered alchemists, and your grandmother was an alchemist, her grandmother, your mother. It's a bloodline type of thing. So it ain't really no scary thing for you. Like I say, my peoples was into this, and my grandpa and them was more on the end of reversing them though. Both of my grandpas, they were more into reversing these roots, right? In the name of Jesus, in the blood of Jesus, and this, etc. Right? Which actually work a lot of times. The blood of Jesus and all this, these chants that they do, stimulated around Jesus. Why does it work? It's because we gave the power to that over time on using it, that type of format, to cast this energy off of people and out of the airways. We've been using that format for so long that it gained a certain type of level of energy and power, right? To be able to cast out these negative energies, right? So that's what we wanted to bring to you, man. Like I say, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We got more. We're gonna be coming out with more like this. I got another tape. I'm probably gonna put it out tomorrow. I did a pre-recording about Diddy. It's called Diddy's Flavor Camp. That's gonna be dropping probably tomorrow or the next day. I just got to edit it because I'm editing most of my lives now. But this right here live was one that we could do without having to edit it straight up, because it was interesting, and I thought that everybody should be aware of this, especially the women, because like in my experience, it was somebody did voodoo on my wife, my ex-wife, and that was the ultimate situation. So it's like it's happening, man. So just keep your head on a swivel. Don't let no sucker, if a sucker trying to do some kind of voodoo or the spirit work on you, cast that shit back to the pits of hell. It don't got no no place in your life, etc. You know how to do it, right? All my holy rollers, you got a Holy Ghost fire, that thing, right? Holy Ghost fire, water, fire, right? That's what my granddad used to say. Holy Ghost fire, right? You got a Holy Ghost fire that shit out your life, and You have the power. You have the power and control of your life. Not these entities, and not these. They really can't do nothing to you unless you allow this situation in. It's kind of like with the vampire thing. When the vampire come to your house, you gotta allow them in order for viruses and bacteria to get into your system. You eat them or you drink them, and that's how they get in. That's how you get sick, from what you eat and what you drink. So it's like a lot of this stuff has got to get inside of you to corrupt you. And so if you keep a lot of this energy or whatever the case may be in the situations, this negative format from entering into your area, your kingdom, your sacred zone, right? That's why I say keep your guard up. Keep your guard up. Stay on point. Don't be in a red chakra, lower frequency, so that these beings can use this shit on you, because that shit work if your ass in a lower state of mind and you on a lower vibrational, because it works on a lower vibrational wave. So if you on a lower vibrational wave and you ain't thinking outside past that lower, about that shit can influence you. Doc talk about it when Doc said that it's a halo over your head. Everybody got a halo over their head, and this halo it shines different colors based on your mood and your auric egg, which is connected to your nine chakras, but the 7 chakras that you know, right? And so when you in a certain mood, your auric egg shows a certain color. So when it shows orange and red on the lower frequencies, these beings or these entities who vibrate outside of what we call in time, they can come and influence you. They can come in and it don't take, but according to what Doc said, it only takes 19 seconds for these beings to hover over your head and then begin to start to influence you to do demonic shit. That's one perspective of it. Then it's the other perspective, like I'm gonna tell you this story. So my first time, and I still was a kid, and I really didn't understand it then to the fullest, because because with cartoons and TV, they make us think that it's not really real. It's just cartoon, and they show these witch cartoons and witch TV. It make you think that it's just movie shit. But at least 95% of the shit they show you in movies is real. Pretty much all of it, really. But it's this old street, dirt road that my auntie used to stay on called Tank Farm Road. And I didn't know Tank Farm Road was this long. I always thought it ended like, well, where my auntie and them lived there, it was road. And then once you got past my auntie house, it turned into dirt road. And then this shit go back maybe 30 miles into the woods, right? So my uncle Earl, he used to tell us, right, don't ride y'all bike past this corner right here where that dirt road started, because it's a witch that stayed back there. He said it's a witch that stayed back there. Well, we kids, we watching TV and we watching all this shit right here. We thinking that we say witch, we thinking that he joking, right? Because ain't no such thing as witches, you know what I'm saying? We thinking he joking as kids. Ain't no such witches as TV. That's probably what a lot of people are thinking right now. They're thinking that all this shit is make believe and this and that is TV, because that's what they did to us while they doing it on us. The weird witches are doing it, and we sit back looking like retards because we don't know we getting witchcraft casted on us. Even through the TV, they using it through the TV to cast the witchcraft. But to make a long story short, he told us don't go down this street, right? So you tell Nubian children don't do something. Eventually, you know what I'm saying, they gonna do just the opposite of what you told them not to do. Just because that's who they are, right? All right, so me and my cousins, it's probably like 5 or 6 of us. We ride our bike down, like to see how long the street is, and we passed by this old wooden house. It was like a shotgun house. People in the South might be familiar with the shotgun houses. A shotgun house is a house is built the same way, where you can look through the front door and see out the back door, right? For all you people that know about the broadcasting, right? You already know. They had a casting when they, Hollywood, which is made from ones. You already know the whole game, right? The rundown. But she had a shotgun house, and when we passed by, this old lady, she had to be like in her 90s. And we found out later who this lady was and what she was doing. But at the time, we just heard our uncle say, "Don't go down there," because there's a witch that lived down there, right? So we when we passed by her house on the bikes, and it looked creepy, man. It looked like she looked like a witch. It looked creepy. And then what really freaked us out, what really made us pedal the chains off the bikes, the pedal the rubber off the motherfucker, right? That bike, that 20-inch bike. Boy, we rolled, it was nothing but dust down that street, boy. We get up out of that. Me and my cousin them rolling so fast. But what made us really spooked us out, my uncle had already said she was a witch. She looked like a witch. She got this fire burning in the yard with this witch looking pot over it. Then when we look inside of her house, because she had the front door open, we saw a piano playing by itself. I shit you not. We saw a fucking piano, and this is back in the day, man, like 90s. We saw they could have had a self-playing piano, but I don't think she had one of them. She don't like she had that much money, right? This piano was playing by its freaking self, nigga. When we seen that, boy, we down there tore the rubber off them, the pedal off them, boy. I'm telling you, right? And then so when we made it back home, right? My uncle had left, but my granddaddy was there. And then my granddaddy, he was out there sitting on the porch. He said, "Hey, why y'all? What y'all wrong with y'all? Why y'all? What dog got out to y'all or something, right?" That's what my granddaddy said, right? And we said, "No, we just seen a witch." And my granddaddy must have knew about the lady because he got us the serious look that he always give us when he mean business, right? His eyes buck wide. He said, "Don't y'all ever carry y'all black behind." He said black ass, but back down there no more. And he say, "You hear me?" When he look at you and say, "You hear me?" That means he's serious. He ain't playing at all. This is life and death situation when he say, "You hear me?" after what he said, right? So we like, dang, this shit is real, right? And then he goes on to tell us this story about him getting into it with that lady, because my granddaddy was a minister, right? And he used to sit at the end of Tank Farm Road, and when the people go down, these people in town go to this lady to get love spells and roots put on people, and that's how she make her money. The old lady made her money from putting roots, giving people rituals or love spells. Oh, I got my man. He won't stay at home. He started running in town with such and such and this and that, and she would give them a ritual or a remedy, witchcraft, to attack these people, right? Or to put them into a spell, right? But my granddaddy, he was when they used to go to this lady house and then drive off Tank Farm Road. My granddaddy would be standing at the end of the road, and he would be saying, flagging the people down, and then pray for them. He would flag the people down, right, and pray for them, and say, you just went to such and such house?" They'd be like, "Yeah," and then he would pray for them, right, and then they would feel all bad, like he make them feel bad about messing with this lady, right? And so the lady found out about it, and she got mad with my granddaddy. So the lady conjured up two big demons. She called up two big demons to go attack my granddad, right? And essentially, this what happened according to what my daddy said, and other spiritual seers. My granddaddy said that ain't nobody bother, but like I say, my daddy now said that other spiritual seers said that the two demons came to attack my granddad, but they couldn't attack when he was standing on the corner preaching to the people. They couldn't attack him, right? And the demons went back and told the lady they can't mess with this dude, right? And the lady got mad and said, "Why y'all can't mess with him, right?" And they said, "Well, we can't touch this guy, right?" So she got mad and sent them back to the underworld, and then called up two more big demons, two bigger demons, and then sent them at him. Well, these two big demons came back and told her, "We can't mess with him." Then she said, "Why? Why can't y'all mess with him?" These demons told her, they said that, well, when we went to go get him, there was these two big angels with swords standing next to him. They got swords, and these beings that's standing next to him, we ain't got more power than them. They are destroyers. And she was angry with my granddad, like a long time, trying to cast spells and shit, attacking his family and shit. this type of thing because my granddaddy was the one breaking all the curses. Like I say, he the one that we took my cousin to when the girl Brenda from the Cooper Road. Shout out people in the Streetport, they know what the Cooper Road is. And this lady lived right off Martin Luther King, like right off Martin Luther King in Montana on the Cooper Road. And she's real pretty, man. So be careful. The good looking niggas, pretty women, a lot of them be the main ones casting these love spells. You'd be surprised, man. So we wanted to bring that to you. We hope this tape helped you out and made you more aware of what's going on in this game, and that you be careful what you eating and drinking from certain people, man. Especially you can look at half of them and tell they wizards and witches though, and warlocks. You know what I'm saying? You can look at half of them and tell. So it's like that part, you know. But like I said, if you want to show us some love, man, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We left the Cash App right here. We still got those 8 books for $45 donation to the Cash App, to Young Elder PayPal email. I mean to the PayPal YouTube. Cash App. Just leave your links, leave your email links in the descriptions so we can send all the 8 books over in PDF form. We also got other books that are going to come out too. Like I say, yeah, if you don't want to get the books, you just want to show us some love, we take $1, $5, $10, whatever you got on the donations. Peace and love, man, and free Malakazi York. We out. Wadu.
Never have it been made so clear.